Once you install the application, this is the page that you'll first see. So you're supposed to first create the groups before actually going ahead and using the application. So the employee onboarding application has three groups: owners, HR owners, and members. So owners are the people who have access to the administration dashboard and who can make changes to the configuration of the application. HR owners will be your primary users of this application. There'll be employees in the human resource department who will do the various activities this app is that this app can help you out with. And members are people with limited permissions. Members permission is given to people who are required to give certain approvals. um, One important thing to remember here is that the groups have to be created with the exact same name that you see over here. So let's just copy paste this and let's hit create new group. And a couple of things to remember here: who can view membership of the group, please give it as everyone, and don't give any access permissions here. That's controlled at the app level. So let's go ahead and create this group. So this group is now created. Likewise, let's go ahead and create the second group now. Once again, who can view membership of the group, everyone, and no permissions here, and hit create. And finally, let's create the members group. Once again, everyone, no permissions, and create. Once you've created all the three groups, you have to click confirm here. So that will check if all the three groups have been created. And if it has, then the app will start loading up. So after adding the groups, this will be the landing page for Sakyata employee onboarding application. And when we go to the admin dashboard, as you can see, the employee onboarding app is divided into 5 sections. Let me take you through each section. So let's start with the employee configuration section. The employee configuration section has three subsections here, as you can see: employee types, employee roles, and employee departments. The employee configuration section is where you would typically manage the details pertaining to the various roles and types of employees that you have in your organization. So, as you can see here, it's divided into three subcategories or three subsections: employee types, employee roles, and employee departments. So when you click on employee types, this is what opens up. Employee type is really whether the employee is full-time, part-time, or a contractor. So you can customize this according to the needs of your organization. If I have to edit the list, I can always just go here and edit the item. Alternatively, if I want to add to the list, I can always add a new item by clicking on add new item. And likewise, when I hit delete item, the item gets deleted from the list. The next subsection is the employee roles. This will pertain to the various designations that are present in your organization. So these can be given as an input here. So again, you can edit or delete the item, or you can add a new designation or a new role by hitting the add new item icon here. The last subsection in the employee configurations is the employee departments. In this, you can manage the various departments. The next section is the onboarding configurations. In this section, we will configure the various processes that have to be completed before an employee is successfully onboarded. So this has 5 subsections. So let's start with the first one, onboarding checklist. These are just a checklist of the items that a new hire would say either read or sign on the first day of work. So something like the non-discrimination policy, the payroll policy, the leave policy. So everything on this page is customizable. If you want to add a new checklist, if you want to add a new item to this checklist, you can always click here and you can add the item there. So these are the various sections that have been predefined. This again is customizable. I'll show you that in a couple of seconds, how you can add or edit these various categories. You can also give a link to the particular document here, and that will come up here, and you can directly just click this and then read it. So next subsection is the onboarding section. So here you basically either rename or add new sections. So in the previous subsection I showed you where there was a drop down and you had to add one of these, you have to select one of these four categories. So here you can add or edit these categories. If you want to add a new category here, then you can click this, or you can also edit this list here or here. So this helps you customize your categorization, and it helps you make things more efficient. The third subsection is system setup details. So here you will give out all the hardware and software requirements. So does the employee, so does the new hire need a laptop? Does he need a keyboard, a mouse? So those are things that you can set up in this subsection. As always, you can edit, add new items, and edit the list. Next, we have the Active Directory groups. So these are the various Active Directory groups that you would want the new hire to be assigned to. So these are the various groups that probably you would want created. So again, like with the other subsections, you can either add a new item or you can edit this list. And finally, we have the email template section. So they are timely notification emails sent at every step of the process, so that no step is missed, and so that the onboarding experience is made more efficient, and it helps both the organization and the new hire. This is where you can customize the content for those emails. So again, you can add item or you can edit the existing items. So if I just want to edit, say, the content of this item, I can do that. Just ensure that you don't change anything within these double braces. So that is something we should not do. But outside these double curly brackets here, you can actually change any. You can make changes, and the email will be sent based on the changes that you make. So there are mails for various scenarios here. So this is a mail, for instance, for the resource manager asking him, requesting him to approve a request for a system to be assigned or a laptop to be assigned. This is a mail to the HR where the manager has essentially rejected that particular request that was sent earlier. And this is a mail to the system administrator to set up the systems and to ensure that everything is set up from the administrator point of view. And so likewise, there are a set of mails which are provided at various points of time, and this section you can, using this section you can actually customize those mails, and you can make it in a way that will probably suit your organization better. The next section is the app security section. So this deals with the security of the application. This has five sections. So the manage app licensing will have your licensing details, how many days till your licensing expires, etc. This can only be accessed by a licensing manager. Manage security is where you will manage the various groups and the users who can actually have access to the app, and you can also check which permissions a particular user have. For instance, if I click on check permissions and if I give in my name, so it will tell me which permissions I have and which is the contributing group that has given me those permissions. So as you can see, I have full control permissions which is coming through the owners group, and contribute permissions through the HR owners and the members group. So likewise, you can also create a new group. It will give you a form and you can create this group. Right now I don't do that. This is so these sections are essentially you can manage each owner. So in this section you can add new HR owners to the group. So if you want to add someone to the owners group, you can click here and you can add that particular person. Just go to new and you can always add that particular person here, and we give an optional message as well. Alternatively, you can also delete a particular user from a group, likewise with member groups. So this is essentially one tile for each each part of the access. The next section is the app settings section. So in the app settings section, you can customize the look and feel of the application according to the needs of your organization. So for instance, you can replace the logo, you can replace the name of the application, or even the caption that the application comes with. So for instance, this is the title of the application that we have, onboarding. This is the tagline, and this is the app logo that we give you by default. And this is the description. So you can customize any or all of this, including the tile color. So let's say for instance, I want to change the title of the app. So for instance, I didn't like the old name, so I'm going to change the title of the app to New Hire app, and I'm going to add a new tagline which says redefining the onboarding experience. And I also want a new logo, but for new logo, I'll first have to actually upload the logo at another place. I'll give that to you in a second. So now I'm going to save this. So after changing these names, I want to name this New Hire app and redefining the onboarding experience. I also want to change the name of the app logo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to manage app images. What I can do here is I can just drag and drop the file here to upload, which is what I'm going to do, which is what I'm going to do here. So, and I'll just copy the name of the file, which is miltonkeys.jpg. And now I'm going to go back here to manage app settings, and I'm going to give this name. I can also change the app description, but I'm not going to do that now. So if I now save it, so as you can see here, once we've reloaded the page, we come back here. So this is the new app logo, and this is the new app name that we gave, the New Hire app, and this is the new description. This is the new caption that we gave, redefining the onboarding experience. And changing it back is equally simple. You just have to revert it to the old name again. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've now reverted the changes, and I'm going to just save this again. And once the page reloads, we are back here. So the changes have been reverted, as you can see here. The last part of the manage app settings is these two checkboxes that you see here: skip approval and IT tasks, and enable new hire notifications. So skip approval and IT tasks, as the name suggests, allows you to skip the approval process that might be needed. So if you check this, then at the user level, when you're actually asking for approval, you actually don't have to ask for approvals for things like laptops and mouses, and those will be auto approved, and you can directly get them assigned to the new hire. Enable new hire notifications is really to send the new hire certain notification. So when this is checked, what happens is the human resource team can actually assign certain forms, for instance, the I-9 forms, the W-4 forms, to the new hire, and he will actually get a mail with a link to this to a particular page where he can go through those documents and he can give his consent. If this is not checked, then that will have to be inputted into the system manually by the human resource manager. So this is the flexibility that we give you based on the policies of your organization. You can check the appropriate box. The last section of the administration dashboard is Saketa support. You can always call us. You can always fill in this form here, and we'll get back to you very shortly. Our turnaround times are really good. Alternatively, you can also mail us. So that is the administration section of the Saketa employee onboarding app. I look forward to seeing you in our next video. For any questions, please contact us at support@saketa.com, or please visit us at www.saketa.com.